Welcome to my Life Skills channel. Sachin Tendulkar is a famed Indian international cricket player. There is a story about him that when he used to be on the ground, always remained calm, even when the opposition players used to do sledging or abusing to distract him. Sachin always remains calm and focused on his game. To begin with this story, our today's topic is stories as testimonials. Hello, I am Nandini Das, academician, author. So now what I'll do, I'll tell you briefly what is story, what is the importance of stories in your life, and then I'll tell you broadly two types of stories. In the end, I'll tell you 6 dividends of listening or reading stories. So, what is a story? Story is the description of imaginary or real person or a number of persons, events, circumstances. Actually, the mind of mankind is wired in such a way that they love to listen and say stories. So what is the importance of stories in your life? The importance is stories work as testimonials in your life. When you listen something with a story, you remember everything, the dates, years, names, everything, if it is within a story. But if simply you know something, facts and figures, easily you forget that, isn't it? That is the importance of story. Now you know that what is story. Broadly, there are two types of stories. One is fiction, another is non-fiction. So what is fiction story? It is totally based on imagination that gives you entertainment or sometimes some lessons. Just like, there is a famous story, Alibaba and 40 Thieves. It is well known around the world. Now coming to non-fiction stories, just now I gave you a small piece of story about Sachin Tendulkar. This is non-fiction, this is real, right? Now coming to the what you get, what you make most out of stories. So the 6 dividends. Number 1 dividend is if you are reading or listening to some non-fiction stories, what that give you? First, that give you information. Number 2, that give you know-how. And number 3, that gives you lessons. Just now I told you about Sachin Tendulkar. You got some information, right, about the player and really what happens on the ground, like sledging, like although these things are not legal, but that happens. Then number 2 lesson, what you got, the knowledge and lesson you got. Even if when you want to do something, some people they don't want to do out of jealousy or something else, they will distract you anyway, but how you can focus on your work, right? Then number 2 dividends of stories are when you are reading or listening some fiction stories that takes you to another imaginary land. And when you think about another imaginary land, what happens? That enhances your critical thinking skill. Then number 3 dividend of stories are stories tell you about culture, eras, traditions, customs, everything. When you read an epic about your own culture, then you understand the root of your culture. when you read another story about another culture or custom, then you understand the diversity. That also increases the mentality of diversity and inclusion in your mind, because you understand that people come from different background, different stories that tells about them. Then number 4 dividend of storytelling is stories enhances the language skill. Both the storyteller and the story who listens, the listener, the writer, story writer, and the reader, it enhances the language skill. The number 5 dividend of storytelling is stories instill moral values in you. No matter whether you start it from your childhood with your grandma's story, watching or reading cartoons, or when you become adult, when you listen some events, some life stories about, just now I told you about Sachin Tendulkar, then that shapes your life, that influences your life in a positive, good way. Then the 6th dividend of storytelling is stories that work as testimonials, they work as endorsements, they work as references, right? That's why some businesses, they use references or testimonials that other people, then when they read that their services, product, the stories of experiences of other people, then that generates more trust. Likewise, advertisements, many times they use stories for their advertisements. So stories that that the testimonials that helps you in your personal life, so also in your businesses. Now you know that what is story. Broadly, 2 types of stories, how important they are in your life, and I gave you 6 dividends of storytelling, listening, writing, and reading. Right? If you like this topic, then just drop a line in the comment box, and see you next time with another useful topic. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.